Picture this. You've got a camera, a passion, and a burning desire to make money. So you go looking for answers, and what you find is a dozen different paths, 100 different options, and zero clarity on which one is actually going to work for your life. By the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm Sarah Petty, founder of the Photography Business Institute, and I've spent 28 years running my own boutique portrait studio, and I've helped thousands of photographers build profitable businesses they actually love. Here's what I know. Every photography business model has a cost: your time, your income, your creative energy, your weekends with family. And most photographers never stop to ask what they're actually trading. They just follow what everyone else is doing. Today, I'm walking you through every major photography business model, what each one gives you, and what each one costs you. Let's go. The first model I want to talk about is the digital file model. Some people call that shoot and burn, and it's really the most common one out there. You may have heard that term shoot and burn from the days when photographers literally shot a bunch of images and then burned files onto a CD for their clients. Now people are mostly uploading them to an online gallery or giving them all that way, but the idea is basically the same. And honestly, this model can work for certain people. If you just want to make a few hundred extra bucks a month, you don't want to learn a ton of business strategy, and you genuinely enjoy editing and sitting at the computer, this can be a great fit. It's a low barrier to entry, and it's pretty much how most photographers start out. My own kids did sessions like this in high school and college and made some good money for their age. I mean, more than their friends were making at a fast food restaurant. No complicated systems or marketing, just photography, word of mouth, and some extra cash. But here's what happens when you try to build a real business around it. The photographer shows up, creates a ton of images, usually overshooting, hands over a USB drive or an online gallery, and calls it done. I feel like this is sort of the fast food of photography. It's quick, low cost, and it's everywhere. Just like your McDonald's, your Hardee's, your Wendy's, Arby's, all of them. There are a ton of people competing for those exact same clients. Here's the problem. You've got zero differentiation from the next guy. So someone's charging 50 bucks, doing the same thing you are, just cheaper. So price-sensitive clients are going to leave you for them the second they see the lower price without a second thought. No relationship, no loyalty, no reason to come back to you specifically because they just see all photographers as being the same. And because the price point is so low, it attracts a certain kind of client. The ones who want every image, every edit, every retouch, and they want it yesterday. You don't need a huge skill level to operate this model, which means anyone with a camera can do it. And the clients who shop on price know that. So they push, they negotiate. They're often the hardest people to work with because they never saw you as an artist to begin with. Do the math here. You're charging, let's say, 150 bucks, maybe 200 bucks this session. You're putting in 2 hours at the session, 3, 4, 5 hours editing. When you take out your equipment and your cost to run your business and you're adding up all the hours you're spending, that's not even minimum wage, my friend. So it's high competition, low margin, no emotional connection to the client, and not much creative fulfillment either. So if you just want a little part-time job that you get to have flexible hours and you just want to make a couple $100 a month, it's great for you. But if you want a legitimate business that brings you steady, increasing cash flow that you can leverage your time, that's not the model for you. The second model I want to talk about is volume photography. So this is sports, schools, events. This is where you make money doing a lot of sessions in a short amount of time at a lower price point. This model can actually be a good fit if you love the photography side and you're a systems person. Think about it. You might do 10 school sessions or sports sessions a year, work hard for those 10 events, and then you have freedom and flexibility to live your life in between those events. So if you can nail lighting and posing quickly, you can get really efficient with your workflow, and you'd rather deal with one organization than many individual clients, Some photographers love this and genuinely thrive here. But here's the reality for most people who try to build a business around it long term. And I know this because I've had students come to me after years of this being completely burnt out. You're grinding, you're hauling equipment all day, your back starts aching, you're on your feet in whatever weather they need you in. It's physically demanding in a way that catches people off guard. And listen, you're replaceable. You're one of many photographers who can show up and do this job. And there's not an emotional connection with the families you're serving. And when there's no emotional connection, there's a ceiling on what people will pay. When you're doing these kind of churn and burn projects, photography really is a commodity. You finish one, you move straight to the next. To make really good money, you have to do massive volume. And massive volume means zero flexibility, zero creativity, zero time. And if you've got a family, that's the one thing you can't get back. So it's also not my favorite model. And you love the fact that you don't have to be on all year, just at select times. And you love the back end, all the nitpicky little orders and all that. Could be just a perfect model for you. The third model is commercial photography, which is products, ad campaigns, brand content, headshots, which puts you in front of business owners and marketing agencies instead of families. You could be licensing your images for specific usage, which sounds appealing until you realize how long it takes to get to that point. If you love working with business owners, you have strong technical skills, and your work genuinely stands out, this can be a rewarding path. Headshots and brand work can also be a great way to build relationships with local business owners who might become portrait clients down the road as well. One honest heads up though, of all the models we're covering today, I believe that commercial photography is the one that is most at risk with AI. Product photography, brand shots, brand imagery. AI is quickly replacing a lot of that work. And I'm in business groups where some of the top business branding photographers are panicking because the writing is on the wall. AI is just getting better and better and better. So if you go this route, make sure your skills and your relationships are truly exceptional and you're offering some value that AI can't provide. The thing here too is that the barrier to entry is high. You need the right contacts, you need the right gear, you need the right skills and portfolio just to get your foot in the door. You really need to be as skilled as a business person as you are as a photographer because you're pitching agencies, negotiating contracts, managing client expectations at a corporate level. That's a very different skill set from what most portrait photographers actually want to be doing. And flexibility, almost non-existent. You're on set when they say, for as long as they need you. The physical demands can be real too. Hauling heavy equipment because you need the 5 lighting setup versus like I use natural light most of the time. Long days on location, standing for hours. And I think only a really limited number of commercial photographers really command truly excellent rates. Most are hustling constantly for the next project, billing their time for money on an hourly basis. So if you don't have the network and the business skills to back it up, it's a much harder road. And with AI coming, look out, my friend. It's a very scary place to be feeding your family from. And I believe it's not what most portrait photographers are dreaming of when they pick up a camera. The fourth model is wedding photographer. And a lot of photographers start here thinking, ooh, it's a clear path to income because I can charge more for each event. And listen, it can be, especially if you're younger and you don't have a family yet and you love the energy and emotion of a wedding day. And you're okay giving up, for the most part, your weekends. You can't make really good money for a single day of work if you have the skills for it. 2 of my own daughters are photographing weddings right now and absolutely loving it. But in all honesty, I really feel like once they start having kids and building families, it's not going to be that much fun. And also, I really want you to hear this. This is not the model you jump into without training. You need real skills before you take on someone's wedding day. And as you have kids, they are mostly on weekends. So if your kids have sports and recitals and family weddings and things that you want to be at, just plan on knowing you're likely going to miss them. And that's the trade-off. Also, the pressure for being a wedding photographer is unlike anything else in photography. You have one chance to get it. You can't be like, Oh, I was changing my battery on my camera. Could you walk back down the aisle? Could you kiss the bride again? No, my friend, there are no do-overs. So you have got to have serious skills to handle mixed lighting, bad weather, unpredictable venues, and then hours and hours and hours of post work once it's over. It's also physically demanding in a way that I think a lot of people underestimate. You're on your feet all day, moving gear, hauling gear, staying sharp for 8, 10, 12 hours straight. And wedding trends move fast too. What's fresh today looks dated in a few years. So to stay relevant and keep bookings coming in, you've got to be constantly evolving your style. And you're managing multiple families on one of the highest stress days of their lives. That emotional weight is real. You're navigating personalities, tensions, and expectations all at once, all day long. If you love weddings and you love making money at them, I love it. Do it. But just know they're not the family-friendly, flexible path that a lot of photographers dream about when they start their own business. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter where I share more strategies and concepts just like these that you can gobble up in a bite-sized chunk. The link is in the description below. Okay, now we're getting to the model I've built my entire career on, and I've taught thousands of photographers, many of whom have switched from some of the models I've described earlier, or they supplement their income with them because they simply like them. Boutique portrait photography works like this. Fewer clients, a fully guided experience from the first conversation all the way through the session to the ordering appointment where you help families choose wall art and albums and beautiful framed portraits for their home. You're not handing over files and disappearing. You're holding their hand the whole way, just like you would do for your very best friend. And because of that guided experience, clients invest not $150, not $200. We're talking about what I call a Julie. Julie was my first right fit client who gave me $1,800. So we call a Julie for my students a client who invests $1,000 or more on wall portraits, on books and albums when they follow my super easy system. One boutique session at $2,000 or $3,000 replaces 5 or 10 shoot and burn digital file sessions. Or for some of you, a full wedding. Same amount of time, completely different outcome. This works because investing in printed portraits is emotional. When a mom sees a 30-inch wall portrait of her kids snuggling on the couch at their home, she's not making a spreadsheet decision. That's a heart decision. And a digital file sitting in a folder is never going to be able to replace that. Boutique photography is creatively fulfilling too. You're making artwork that goes on walls and gets passed down through generations. Your clients see you as an artist. They respect you, they refer their friends, and they come back. And because you need fewer clients and fewer hours to build a great income, you can design this business around your life, not the other way around. Every business model is a choice, and that choice determines your income, your time, your creative life, and whether this career feels like freedom or a trap. I want to leave you with Andy Near's story because it perfectly sums up what's possible when you make the right choice for you. Andy had been doing photography as a hobby for years. Super talented guy, but stuck in the digital file model, charging a few $100, handing over files and barely breaking even after his time and expenses were covered. He had a lot of head trash about whether people would actually pay for premium wall art. Does this sound familiar? Once he joined our program, followed our system, and made this switch, his first order using the boutique model was $3,200 in one session, more than he used to make in months of shooting. Andy's words were that the program gave him the structure and confidence to stop playing at business and actually start running one. That's what the right model does, my friend. It doesn't change your income, it changes how you see yourself and how you show up as a leader in your community. Listen, if you're ready to make that switch, book a free discovery call with my team. The link is in the description. We'd love to help you figure out your next step.